I want you to take a second and picture your favorite fictional world. Chances are you could probably tell me a lot about it. Beyond just the characters that are there, you could tell me everything from the type of people that exist there, the power structures, the different pastimes, the different factions, whatever. Creating a good immersive world is tough because it takes a lot of different elements to really pull it off. And oh boy, does BioShock do this exceptionally well. It does this so well, in fact, that you go from a plane crash in the ocean, to a lighthouse, to a 1950s themed underwater city full of crazed, drugged up psychopaths, to being able to shoot lightning out of your freaking fingertips in less than 10 minutes, and it's totally believable. It all makes sense. Well, about as much sense as showing up a day late to the craziest New Year's party ever, trying to figure out why everyone's on drugs and why they left you so many voicemails. For some context here, BioShock is about a guy named Andrew Ryan who got real tired of all these stupid social constructs like morals and laws. And he said, fine, I'll build my own city. And he did just that, and called it Rapture. It's a true market utopia where the rich make money and the poor are also there, where science can push all the boundaries because there aren't any, and everyone does a ton of powerful drugs because they're super fashionable. You start to learn all of this the moment you set foot inside that lone lighthouse. The imposing bust of Andrew Ryan, obviously the main antagonist, looking down on you with a banner that reads, "No gods or kings, only man." This tells you pretty much all you need to know about Andrew Ryan and how highly he regards himself. The fun slideshow that Ryan presents about the founding of the city you're about to explore as you descend into the depths sets the stage for the whole game. It does this not only through the information that's being provided, but in the way it's being provided. It manages to convey the game's whole sort of retro futurism meets Art Deco aesthetic to the player while letting them hear it from Ryan himself, giving even more insights into his character as someone who has some pretty strong beliefs about society and how things should be run. All of this culminates in an awe-inspiring reveal of the city of Rapture, this capitalist utopia and all its different industries. But even here in this reveal, you can catch a glimpse of one of the imposing Big Daddy characters, hard at work fixing the cracks as the city slowly comes undone. Once inside the city, you get to see firsthand the types of people that now live here and get introduced via radio to your guide, Atlas. Yeah, a lot of the names are pretty on the nose here. As Atlas gives you a quick lay of the land, you can really soak in the environment. You can easily picture it as a place once filled with life and beauty, where people would go about their day-to-day, shopping and going to parties and going to the theater. This is crucial when trying to create a convincing environment. If it doesn't seem lived in, or doesn't seem like people would want to live there, it doesn't seem real. So props to BioShock for adding in so many bathrooms. BioShock uses everything at its disposal to provide immersive exposition to the players beyond basic dialogue. Much like the "don't even get me started how awesome this movie is" Mad Max Fury Road, a lot of the world building comes not from the dialogue, but how things are presented to you, the small things that can easily be overlooked. A simple poster in the background about an upcoming football match getting cancelled tells you not only that this world has sports, but also that the rising tensions have caused such spectacles to get put on hold. Or how about a cheery PSA that blasts on loop over the speaker system about how safe gene-altering drugs are, or how people are getting locked up, but it's no worries because they're all criminals. Feels very natural, but also lets you know how the society fell into its current state.
What's wrong, Mary? You look like you just heard some terrible news.
Capital punishment in Rapture. This isn't what I signed up for.
Now hold on there, pretty lady. The only people who face capital punishment in Rapture are smugglers. And that's because they put everything we work for at risk.
Audio diaries that are littered throughout the game do a lot of the heavy lifting here in terms of providing context to the things that you were seeing. But they always act as a support for the setting, never a replacement for it. They provide a great narrative background as you sort of fight your way from one point to the next. Of course, you don't have to find the diaries, but in a city like Rapture, how can you resist going out of your way to find them? to learn as much as you can about the inner workings of the city, its politics, its people, its science, and the many, many nefarious schemes in place to unravel it all and create this failed utopia. And it's not just the decorations or the recordings that paint a picture of the city, but each part of it that you visit represents not only a change of scenery, but a kind of exposition about the city itself. Locations, especially in shooters, are something that's often overlooked as a storytelling device, and are there usually only to provide a setting for the action to take place. Here in BioShock, they don't just serve as background. They serve the function of telling players how the city works. The different parts of the city here don't just function as, oh, the lava level, or, oh, the water level. I mean, it's all water level, but same idea. When you visit the fishery section, you get an idea as to what people ate. When you go to the gardens, you figure out this is how they got their air. Or go to the molten core, you figure out how they got their power. The order in which these levels are presented to you is also deliberate and in service of the narrative. You start off in the more lavish parts of the city, where the wine and cigar shops are plentiful. This is done on purpose, so that you see the shining elements of Andrew Ryan's utopian vision. You can see the beauty in what he was trying to create, and it gets you to start asking, how could this have failed? Of course, as you explore and more, you go from the extravagant residences of the upper class to the cramped and decaying apartments of Rapture's working class, and it all becomes a little more clear as to what happened. The barricaded streets, the photos of missing loved ones splattered throughout the main square, and revolutionary-looking posters show how bad things got without just being told that. Effective setting and world building are essential to getting players invested into your story. It is such a powerful tool in allowing players to fill in the blanks of the things left unsaid through clunky exposition or dialogue. All you really need is a good prompt or a well-placed set piece, and an engaged player will fill in the gaps themselves. Wow, does everyone live in such luxury? Oh, no, they don't. BioShock is a masterclass in immersive world building. It manages to create this fully realized and lived in place that doesn't just exist for the spectacle, but serves as a complementary narrative device to the story as a whole. It does this by ensuring that everything you see, every place you visit, and even every enemy you fight serve the purpose of providing you more hints and clues as to what this whole fictitious setting is all about. I love it when games take the time to really flesh out their worlds, so if you know of any that I need to check out, please let me know. I'm happy to hear about any cool new places to explore, and I hope that you liked hearing about Rapture. And with that, thanks for letting me talk gaming to you.